Okay, for our last video, we're going to take a little bit of a field trip. We are in the back here with all of the buckets. I have chosen a color and I am going to be using sapphire blue. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to get a stirring stick. I got them over here by the pile of boxes of clay. I'm going to take this and I am going to use it to stir my glaze. Now this was stirred earlier, but if there was any glaze stuck in the bottom, you would need to stir it until it was all gone because you don't want any of that stuck. It should be pretty smooth. Another way you could tell is to dip your finger in there, like so, and it should come out with an even coat. All right. Now, these glazes are kind of fun because you can do different effects, and you get to use things called tongs to dip your project in. So these can be found over here by the sink in the store. There are tongs, there's also whisks and other things that you can use, but these are what the tongs look like. I'm going to take these over here. Okay, so the way the tongs work is that you're going to hold your piece which has been waxed already from the last video and already has your initials on it, and you're going to hold it like so. This allows you to dip the entire thing into the bucket and then kind of shake it off. You can dip it twice. You do not want to dip it more than that because, like I said, this is high fire glaze. And if you have too much glaze, there's nowhere for the glaze to go. It can't absorb into the little block, so it runs down the side, even if there is glaze there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my little square and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it, I'm going to dip it straight down in, I'm going to give it a little shake. Make sure that you have a good grip so that you don't lose it. Notice how it's not really sticking where the wax was. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And then I'm going to dip it again. All right. Now I want to show you what it also looks like on a project like a cup or a bowl. I think I have a bowl that I made. So it's kind of a very similar action. I'm going to lay this down on the table. Make sure you're not dripping glaze all over the place. Now to get all of the wax off, or the glaze off of the wax, you're just going to take a wet sponge and you can get all of that off that way. You might notice that there's these little pinholes from where the wax, or from where the tongs were. You could even fix that with a brush. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time, except I'm going to do it with my bowl. Okay, so I'm holding my bowl like this. A cool thing that you can do with bowls is that you could just dip the outside and kind of dip it in, and then you could do another color on the inside. But I'm going to do the whole thing one color. All right, let me get my computer ready. All right, so all right, let it all kind of drip. A cool thing you could do too, if you had little bottles that you could squirt some glaze on it. We don't want to use the underglaze for this, but if we had some squirt bottles with other glazes, you could add some designs. High fire. All right, so this is what my bowl looks like. And like I said, I would take it and I would wipe off all that glaze on the bottom because we don't want any glaze to get into the shelf. All right.